Okay, so with that silly video, like I said, I know it's really silly, but I wanted to introduce a couple things we're going to talk about today. First of all, I want you to understand the different symbols. So you have seen these before in previous grade levels. The ones you may not have been exposed to would be these two. And those, you have seen them. Some of you have. Those basically mean equal to. Okay, and I'm going to show you some examples, some real-life examples of when you would use the equal to. Another symbol that you will use from here on out is this symbol. That means not equal to. So anytime in math, we don't like to have to write out a lot of words, so we like to use symbols, and that's a really good symbol. All right, the next slide is going to seem really silly, but it's important because, there we go, because your teachers in previous years might have compared this to alligator mouse, and they might have said the alligator eats the bigger number, okay? And so here I put a picture of that. Or some of your teachers might have said, Pac-Man always going to eat the bigger number. So I'm just trying to connect that to what you might have seen before.
They said both.
They said both? Yeah, I mean, I do too. In the video, it had the weird baby mouth, and that's what they were trying to show. But if you feed a baby Starburst, they choke and die. So don't feed babies Starburst. That was bad. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's look at how to write inequalities. I think writing inequalities is by far the hardest thing in this unit, is when you have to write them yourself. So I always try to relate them back to myself. I told you, anytime I have algebra, I relate it to me, and that makes it feel more real. So the algebra sentence is, a number n is no more than 30. So think about this. If your parents say, you're going out tonight to the movies, you can spend no more than 30. Think about what that means to you. How much will most of you spend then? $29 and 99 cents, right? Or 30. If your parents say if they say spend no more than 30, are they going to be mad if you spend 30? No, that's okay. That's where the equal to part comes in. So your inequality here, 30, and then you're going to put that symbol, because there now the mouth is eating the biggest number. The biggest amount you can spend is 30. I'm going to put the line under it because your parents said no more than 30. So if you spend 30, they're not going to be mad. But if you spend 31, they're going to be mad. Okay, and then you're going to put your n. And so now we've just written an inequality. N would represent all the amounts of money that you can spend before your parents want to kill you. Okay? All right. Now, look at number 2. Number 2 says, a number n is at most 20. Okay? So it sounds confusing, but if you say, your parents say, you can spend at most 20 tonight when you go to the movies. What does that mean? Don't spend more than 20. Can you spend exactly 20? Yeah, it says at most. So if you see the words no more or at most, those are still the same symbol. I can spend at most 20. 20 is the most I can spend, so the mouth will open towards that. All of the other numbers are going to be smaller because it's okay for you to spend 10, 12, 16, 17, 18, all the way up to 20. Okay? All right, next one. You will go to school fewer than 40 hours this week. Okay, so fewer than 40. So that would be like your parents saying you have to spend fewer than $40. So can you spend exactly 40 this time?
No.
No, okay? Because basically your parents are saying, here's $40, you bring me some change. And you guys are probably bringing back pennies, okay? But then you said I spent less than 40. So this inequality would look like this. You cannot have the line underneath it because you cannot, on this one, you are not going to spend exactly 40. You're going to spend fewer than 40, okay? And so that would be all of the answers fewer. All right, next one's on speed. N is a legal speed to travel in a 25-mile zone. What do you think about this one? True?
It's going to be like the alligator or whatever is going to eat the N.
So eat the N? So you want N to be greater? Maybe you need to see it. Let's look at it and see. So you're saying this? That would be greater than 25? What's going to happen if you do this?
You're going to get a ticket.
You're going to get a ticket. Can't go over 25, right? So you want the 25 to be the biggest. You want to be driving smaller than that. Do you need the equal to sign?
Yes.
Yeah.
What would?
Be at 25 or below.
Yeah, if you're driving at 25, are they going to give you a ticket? No, if the sign says 25, you can drive 25. Or you can drive anything less than 25, unless you get really ridiculous and drive like 5 miles.
And then you get tickets.
And then you might get a ticket for going too slow. But yes, that would be the correct one. All right.
I have a question.
Yeah.
But I know this isn't referring to real life, but in real life, can't you go like only like 5 over the speed limit?
No, technically you can't. Technically, they could give you a ticket for going 1 over if they wanted. Because when the sign says speed limit, that's the limit you can go. Now, most of them are not going to pull you over if you're close. But it depends on how angry they are that day. I don't know. They could. They could. All right, next slide. All right, so this one says the cost for internet starts at $30 per month. What would this one be? The cost for internet starts at $30 per month. Marilyn.
30 or more or greater. So the N and then towards the and then
Okay, so this is greater than. This is less than.
less than
You want a less than?
well
Okay, you know what? And that's okay. Start with this. Does this make sense?
No,
Why does it not make sense?
because it says it starts at 30, so that means it's gonna go up.
It's going to go up, right? So this, the way I've written it now, this would mean that numbers like 29, 28, 27, 26, is that true for internet?
No.
No. So if you try it like this and that doesn't work, then try it the other way. Does this make sense? That this would be greater than 30, meaning the internet might cost 31, 32, 33, 34, all the way up. Can it be exactly 30?
No.
yeah.
The
Yes.
internet starts at 30. There must be some small plan that says you can have 5 feet of internet in your house for $30. $30 would probably not get you much internet. But if you know anything about internet, your parents pay some, and then if you have a fancier internet, they pay more. And if they want a super fast internet, they pay more. So you pay based on how much speed you want. Yes,
So does N stand for the internet?
it could, and we can use any variable we want. Yes, unless it tells us. All right, yesterday was a beautiful day outside. You walked more than 3 miles yesterday. How would I write that? Cooper.
The variable greater than 3.
Variable greater than 3. Would I want the equal to? Would I want the line underneath it? Why are you shaking your head no, Haley?
Because this is more than
It says more than. So it means you did more than 3. Not exactly 3, but more than 3. Okay, here, you'll like this one because this one relates to you. So you must be at least 16 years old to get a driver's license. So if you started the day you turned 15 and a half and you got that permit and you've been doing 6 months like you're supposed to, you could show up and you turn 16 and get a driver's license. How would we write this one? So n is greater than or equal to 16, okay? Because when you are 16, can you get your license?
No. Yes, I mean yes.
Yeah, as long as you did all
I
the
was thinking
stuff, right?
permit.
If you do the permit and everything else, you can get it at 16. Or some kids wait until 17 or 18 or 19, or the crazy ones wait until they're 40. Okay, but yeah, you can get it any time after you turn 16. You can get that driver's
I
license.
was thinking of voting.
A voting? What would voting be? What would that mean? So that would be n greater than or equal to 18. Okay. Okay. All right. Now, I think that's harder than this part. This part I think is pretty easy. So this is solving and graphing. So guess what? This is exactly what we did in the warm-up. So I'm going to draw my line. Instead of an equal sign, it's now just going to be an inequality symbol. So go ahead and draw your line. And just like we did in the warm-up, we're going to add 3 to both sides. You guys know I tell you that everything we do builds. And so now you should be understanding, oh yeah, that's why we learned how to add and subtract integers. Oh yeah, that's why we learned how to solve equations. Now I'm going to teach you how to graph, and hey, guess what? Next year we're going to tack on more to this and graph it on an XY coordinate. So everything we do, we're going to build. All right, so again, this is, I owe you 6, I have 3 in my pocket, so my balance is x is greater than -3. Give me some numbers that are greater than -3. True.
-2.
-2. Name one.
-319.
Yes. Oh, whoa, not -319. 319 would be. How long can I do this? Forever and ever.
I had a number.
What?
Like over 9,000.
Over 9,000.
His balance.
We all understand. I could keep asking this question inequality is. And then we're going to show that on a graph, because also included are fractional answers. So I could say 1/2, 3/4, 1 2/9, and I could go on literally forever. Okay? Does this solution include -3? X is greater than -3. Does it include it?
No.
Does not include it. So what you're going to do is you're going to put an open circle on -3 because it doesn't actually include that number. But you just told me a whole bunch of numbers bigger than -3, and it includes all the fractional answers. So what you're going to do is you're going to shade this because that's showing all of the fractional answers
And on one,
all the way to infinity and beyond.
I'm
Yeah, this is where the other kids started saying, yeah, I can remember
because
seeing
like
this last
on
year.
it was on another one. You have to shade the circle in.
Good, very good.
And over 9,000.
All right. So next one. So next we're going to draw a line. This one's super easy to solve, right? It's +5, so we're going to do -5. Super easy. And, oops, not equals, not equals.
Oh, I did that.
I know, I do it all the time. Okay, so again, this does not include 2, so we're going to put an open circle on 2. And if you told me numbers that are less than 2, what numbers would you tell me?
-40.
-43. -1. Wait, yes, and we could go on and on and on. So we are going to shade everything this direction because all of these numbers in here are all less than 2. They are all smaller than 2. Okay? All right, let's look at the next slide. Are you guys keeping up okay?
Yeah.
Fast. Okay. All right, so let's look at the next type. What do you think is going to happen when I go to graph this?
It's not going to be.
Why would it be a shaded circle now? Here? Because it's equal to. Because now I want to include that number. So I'm not going to do an open circle. I'm going to close it in. All right, so let's go ahead and solve this. So I'm going to add 4 here. I'm going to add 4 here. And now I'm going to have x is greater than or equal to -1. Because if I owe you 5 and I have 4, I still owe you -1. So I'm going to go to the -1, and this time I'm going to put a closed circle, like that. Because it actually includes it because of this right here. And then I want numbers greater than -1. So what are numbers greater than -1?
17.
17. Okay?
17,
Which means that 17 would be over here. So I'm going to shade this direction.
17.